What's up guys, Phoenix here. This video is going to be another DevPro duel video in ranked, and this time I'm going to be playing with my own build of Odd Eyes Magicians that I'm testing currently. This is kind of what I've been testing as of right now. It's very much a variation and just kind of like minorly changed list from Joshua Smith's top 16 Euros deck list. Changed some things around more to my liking. Did some things like cut the single Veiler and cut the Lizard Draw subsequently because that was only for the Veiler search combo. And added things in like a single Match Spectre Fox and double Match Spectre Tempest just to allow the deck to have a searchable trap card that actually works very well for the deck. Just another line of defense to be generated. I put in a second Apex Avian, stuff like that. The extra deck I basically just didn't touch just because I haven't really figured out anything that I would actually change. Like maybe I could put an Ignister in the extra deck and put a Luster in the main deck, but other than that, I don't really know. I cut a Skyris because I felt like 6 was way too many. I was drawing it way too much in multiples when I honestly I want to see it, yes, but I don't want too many multiples because you can't really abuse Pendulum Sorcerer that much, especially if you're actually not seeing it because your hand is clumped down with Skyrises, stuff like that. But ultimately, I am really liking the way the deck is playing. The only thing I might potentially change is maybe swapping a Tempest for a Tornado just to be spot removal for stuff like pre-established Beatrices and stuff like that. But I do really like the fact that the deck now has a different option you can go down with your Bunbukus, where you can either search a second Bunbuku, you can search multiple Kirins, or if you already have multiples of either of those, or you just don't need an extra one, you can search Fox, which searches a trap, but then also functions as a potential another level 4, and it's also another low scale that happens to be a relevant low scale, so that you can like search it and not have to put like Kirins in your scales and stuff like that. So I really do like the way the deck is structured, and I've really liked the testing that has come from it. It's a very just simple Pendulum deck. It operates the way a Pendulum deck does. It's very brutish in forcing through plays, and that's something that I just really like. Only time will tell if I change anything else in like the deck and change anything out of the extra deck. I haven't seen a need for anything else, but maybe a Luster in the main and maybe like an Ignister in the extra deck would be really cool, just for the option, because you can search Luster off of Abductor and like Magister, and Luster does give more potential, scale filling options, combining it with Skyris and Magical Abductor or any other like scale. It just gives you a multiple. So, I mean, there might be options there, but anyway, that is enough rambling off this little portion of the video, and let's just jump into the game. Alright, so as per usual, let's see what we have going for us here. Awesome, I get to go first. That's amazing, that's great, that's always kind of the best. This hand is this hand is kind of this hand is, well, this hand's actually playable. I can summon Pendulum Dragon, but this would be so much better if I had something like Kirin, because then I could bounce a card potentially and then also have it backed up by Magic Spectre Tempest. But as it stands, it's not what I'm bargaining for here. But we'll activate this, and this kind of sucks because this kind of locks me into searching Bunbuku, because I need to make this Tempest live. Whereas I would love to search Wisdom Eye instead. But like, Wisdom Eye's not going to make this live. Oath Dragon does make it live, but Oath Dragon would be going into the scale, and I don't have Skyris. So, I'm like, that means I can't use Dragon Pit. Like, I've got 2 cards that work with 2 very different parts of my deck. So, Bunbuku gets me more cards. And Bunbuku also gets me a potential low scale. But then Wisdom Eye also gets me 1 more card, and also gets me 1 more, like, potential low scale. I really don't like this decision. You know what? Bunbuku. We're making the executive decision now. We're going with Bunbuku. We're going with the Bun, because Bunbuku gets to get Kirin, which gets to be potentially Pendulum Summoned, depending on what my hand ends up being next turn. If I draw Skyris, that's great. If I draw any of my low scales, that's great. What does this card do? Equip a level 7 or 8 Dragon-type monster from hand or deck to this card. Okay. While it's equipped, it's unaffected. Alright, neat. Okay, this is like straight Felgrand Blue Eyes. Okay. So this is unaffected by monster effects, and then you contribute a monster and this card, and then target a level 7 or 8 Dragon-type monster in your graveyard and special summon it. Okay, so he could contribute that and the Maiden to summon the Felgrand. Oh, that's cool. That's really neat. Hey, alright. I mean, it seems a bit excessive. It seems a bit extra. But, I mean, hey, he's still at 6 cards and he just banished an Odd Eyes. So, I mean, I guess that's kind of cool-ish. The issue is that I'm still going to be able to Pendulum Summon an Odd Eyes. So there is that. And I'm going to be able to bounce this card with, like, Kieran. I'm taking a massive amount of damage here, though. I'm going to be dropped down to, what, 25? No, 15. Even less. I don't know how to math. 65 and 8,000. What are numbers? But the issue here is that if he doesn't have, like, back row, I don't see anything. What? Why is this one? Oh, he's gonna just go for Dark Matter. I see. I'm just so used to people doing Galaxy Eyes Prime Photon, but this lets me pop a face-up card, so he gets to pop my Dragon Pit. Luckily, I have the other high scale, so good for me, I guess. But that means I just get to bounce his Dark Matter. But he's actually going to be able to make Dark Matter. He's going to be able to put like White Stone of Ancients engrave, which could let him summon the White Spirit Dragon out of his deck. Or Dragon Spirit of White, as I think it's official TCG name now. And he can also put Archbrave and Goliath if he's playing those cards. Select a card to banish. Well, I don't really need Archphoenix Centric, and I do not really care for that other Odd Eyes Unicorn. Although I should probably leave it. The only thing, I don't want a second Bunbunku, 100%. And the other card that I'm going to banish is something else I don't want, like Abductor. I don't want any of those cards. So what did he drop? He dropped Archbrave, and Archbrave is going to summon a card from his grave. So he gets to banish my Tempest, so that's fine. Ish. Terraforming. That card's pretty good. That card's Skyres. Alright, so he gets to summon something. And that's just Felgrand, but he doesn't have anything to banish on my field or anything like that. But I do get to do a lot of things here in the form of I get to use these, and I actually get to make a rank 7 play. So I can actually make Big Eye and take his Dark Matter. That's actually very real. I have Light Phoenix in the deck, so there's that for a scale. So yeah, all right. So yeah, we'll normal summon this. We'll use its effect to get Kieran, and or do I just want to get? Fuck no, Kieran is just safer. Why am I even debating this? Kieran is just so much safer. We'll get Terraforming for Skyris, and what I can actually do is I can actually make Vortex Dragon 100% here. I can make Vortex and just put these in my scales and not have Kieran up. That's a very valid option. I can make Vortex, Odd Eyes, and Absolute. I could completely flood my board. I could Pendulum Summon those two. I could overlay my Pendulum Dragon and my Vortex into my thingos and do that, but I wouldn't have that much of an extra deck left over, and I don't know what's in his hand also, so there is that as an issue. Does he have a Gospel or Revival in his graveyard? He does not. Okay, so we will actually just go forth with this play with exactly how I want it. I need to get Light Phoenix, or actually I don't even need to get Light Phoenix. I can just get Odd Eyes, and that way I can just get another search. That is actually the really cool thing here, is that everything I'm going to Pendulum Summon is big anyway, because I didn't pop the Kieran, or I didn't pop the Bamuku, I popped the Kieran. So I get to put this and the Odd Eyes in my scale, and then the Odd Eyes just gets to search Monkey Board, which can, you know, search for Joker, do all that nonsense. So we'll go with this. This play seems legitimate. Seems very legitimate indeed. But so what I'm able to do here is I'm able to Pendulum Summon Kieran and this Odd Eyes and this Dragon Pit. And so what I'm going to do from here is I'm going to overlay these two into Big Eye, take his Dark Matter, detach Dark Matter, I'm going to attack twice, attack these, and then I've got Kieran, I've got his Dark Matter, seems pretty alright, and then I've got a Kieran that I'm backed up with, and so, yeah, seems alright. So we'll take this, mine, Mr. Steal Yo Girl, and then we'll activate its effect, and I'm just going to detach something that doesn't matter, like this. So this gets to attack twice, so it can attack over both of these, and that seems like it's going to be fine. So we can attack this, attack that, and then attack with these two. Big Eye can't attack this turn, and that's obviously why it's in defense mode. Don't really care about summoning the Kieran or the Bambuku in defense mode, because if he's able to kill me through it, he's going to kill me through it anyway. But, like, Kieran is very neat in that it functions sort of as like basically threatening roar, because your opponent usually has to give up their battle phase to deal with it because it can't be targeted or destroyed. Card's very strong in that regard, and so yeah, we'll just see where we can go here. We've kind of equalized the life point differential, and I don't feel like I should know what the rest of his cards in his hand are. But if they're combo cards, then he could potentially start making a comeback based off whether or not he can play through this Kieran or not. But this is going to go, and this is going to get a monkey board, because monkey board is going to give me Joker, which just gives me more cards. I'm not too scared about leaving the Babuku here because, like I've already said, it probably would have been the smarter play to put Kieran in defense mode and just not have hit for that extra 2,000, and that way I could have bounced Babuku, and then Kieran would have been something, that would have stayed in, defense mode. It wouldn't have been able to be run over. But most of the things in his deck are 3,000 anyway. So if he attacks over Kieran, it should be something along the lines of attacking over it for like 1,000. So there's that. But using Ancient Whitestone and getting those. So do I want to go ahead and do this? That's the question. Do I want to go ahead and just bounce this? Because it's going to be unaffected by my Kieran. But he's going to be able to bring back Felgrand. So, yeah, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and activate this effect. I'm going to go ahead and do this so that he can't equip from deck. And he's already used his normal summon. He can normal summon a level 1 light tuner, but he can't normal summon that Guardian of Felgrand again. Or is it Guardian or is it Paladin? I know there's Guardian, I know there's Paladin. It was Paladin. Alright, so he gets the Gospel of Revival, so he can get that. So that's actually going to suck. He might... Is that going to make his thing big enough to attack over me for game? Is that actually the thing? Well, no, he's banishing that, so... oh, it actually gains based off level or rank? Oh, it does. Ah. I thought it only gained based off level. And he has another tuner as well, so he actually does have things to do. Oh, Jesus. He has everything. Oh, my God. Oh, wow. Wow, he actually has a lot of things. He actually has so many things. That hand was kind of bad from my starting perspective, but the fact that I was able to even get this far with a hand that wasn't even that like optimal is something, and I was able to like potentially win. I think it was just, I think it was 100% a misplay for me to put that Kieran in attack mode, honestly, because I could have guaranteed killed him next turn with whatever my pendulums would have been. So there is that. Because I do have Monkey Board, I have Babuku back in my hand, which means I'm going to be able to get another Kieran, which means at the very least I can Utopia beyond him, stuff like that. I've got, an Odd Eyes in my extra deck. I feel like putting the Kieran in attack mode and attacking for that 2,000 there was just me getting really greedy, and I feel like it was a misplay, because if I'd put it in defense mode, like I talked about earlier, it would have definitely just been harder for him to game me through it, because he would have had to deal with the Dark Matter, the Big Eye, and the Kieran. The Dark Matter he obviously has to kill through some other means. And then with the Babuku going back to my hand off the Kieran, I would have been really secure. I would have had 3 defensive walls that would have had to have been beaten over. So I think me putting Kieran in attack mode and like just being greedy there and trying to poke for that extra 2,000 there was really like a misplay. And that's something that you kind of have to take away from losing. Like, you have to look at it from an objective point of view. Some people would just be like, oh, he had the nuts. And he did have a lot, but I could have pretty much very easily potentially have won had the Kieran been in defense mode, depending on what other plays my opponent saw that he could have had or done. So there is that. But anyway, that's going to be it for this one. I probably will play with this Odd Eyes deck again for another video, simply because I just really like it. I really like the structure it has. I really like how it plays. It's a pendulum deck at its core in that it's not too complicated, but it's just very oppressive. I do really like that. It just makes very simple, very big plays. I really like that. That's something I like at like the core of my Yu-Gi-Oh experience. But other than that, as always, guys, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe to all the nonsense you usually do. Links are in the description of my Facebook and such links. Facebook, Twitch, all that nonsense. If you want to check those out, definitely go for it. If you want to suggest a deck for me to play potentially for these videos, make sure it's TCG legal and send it to my Facebook fan page. I only want to deal with TCG legal nonsense because I hate playing in DevPro unranked because it's absolutely retarded. Now, the only exception I'll make to this is if it's a deck that is coming out in like Dark Illusions, like Metal Phos or something like that. But anything that's like, oh, play with the support that was literally just spoiled or announced today, probably not going to do it unless it's of my own accord. So something to keep in mind. But other than that, if you want to support me, clicking ads on my videos and disabling ad block when you view my videos is the best way to do so. Helps me out a ton, and I'd be greatly appreciative of you if that's something you could take the time out of your day to do. If you have an ad block enabled, if you could take a few seconds out of your day, disable your ad block, refresh the video, click an hour or two, then put the ad block back on when you're done, it would help me out a ton, and you'd have my eternal gratitude. It helps me out more than I can ever express. But other than that, as always, guys, thanks for watching. Let me know what you guys think about this video and the other ones I've done in the comments down below. And as always, guys, take care.